Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here with Antonelli Softball. Today we're looking at some softball swings. We're going to talk about the importance of bat path, some of the misconceptions that I feel happen with the softball swing. We're going to look at Sierra Romero and Jessica Warren. So both tremendous college players. Sierra Romero is one of the, if you look at her career, one of probably the greatest softball players ever, one of the best at Michigan. And Jessica Warren has tremendous numbers, great power. And so I want to look at their swings, break them down a little bit, and then talk about what I see being taught at most younger levels of softball and why it's so important to have a proper bat path, what it does for you. So let's kind of break it down. First, the biggest thing I see when I watch really good hitters at the college level and professional level in college softball is their bat path is slightly up through the zone, just like you would see in a baseball swing. So one of the misconceptions with the softball swing a lot of times is that parents and coaches and even players say, well, I need to swing down through the ball. Usually it's because of the rise ball, because the pitch plane isn't the same as a baseball pitch plane. But when I watch the really, really good hitters in softball, and like I said, we've got Sierra Romero here, who's one of the best hitters in college softball, one of the best all-around players, but her numbers are just ridiculous. And then Jessica Warren, who's got tremendous numbers as well, hits for a ton of power. And you can go and look at any of the top players. That's one of the things I did is I looked at for some of the top hitters in the country and analyzed their swing, and they're all very similar when it comes to bat path. And so you can see here, let's look at Sierra Romero first. You can see her path through the zone is ever so slightly up, right? You look at Jessica Warren's here, you can see right here how it's getting into the zone really, really deep back here. She's already in the zone, and then as she works through the ball here, that's her path right there. All right, so it's ever so slightly up. And let's talk about why it's so important to be flat through the zone or slightly up instead of being downhill through the zone, which I see happen a lot at younger levels of softball. The first reason is when I can swing slightly up through the zone, what happens is my bat gets in the zone really early in the swing, okay? So when I get myself in the good position, and we've got a bunch of videos on this as far as, how do I get my bat to work slightly up through the zone. But let's just look right here at Jessica Warren for a second. So a couple things you see really good hitters do. They get around this back leg. So she's in her back hip right here. She's got good posture, so butt out, chest over. And so when you get into this position and you kind of ride this leg out a little bit longer, when you turn, you're in a much better position. You're behind the ball a little bit more. And so when you're able to turn here and launch the bat, she's able to start to launch it rearward. And so that gets in the zone early. So right here, if we go back as far as here, where the bat's just kind of coming around her body, right? Her body's turning, clearing a path for the bat. So when we stop way back here, you can see how that bat is already getting into the zone, right? So if she's really late on a ball, she could hit a ball right here and hit a ball to right field, okay? Because her bat is getting into the zone early. It's starting to turn up and get up through the ball really early. So she enters the zone back here. She's still in the zone here. She's still in the zone here. So you can kind of see, if you trace those dots, how it's working slightly up through the ball. What happens is when you take a path like this, your hitting window gets really, really large. So if I just cover those points right there, these are all the points in the hitting zone that she can hit the ball. So her timing doesn't have to be as perfect. All right, we always hear hitting is about timing and pitching is about disrupting timing. That's one of the reasons why hitting is so difficult. Right? You don't know what pitch is coming. You don't know what speed it's coming at. And so hitters that are consistent are hitters that are in the zone for a long time. So if they're late, they can make contact back here. If they're on time, they can make contact here. If they're early, they can make contact here because their bat's in the zone for a really long time. Okay? So again, let's just talk about the pitch plane. Let's say the pitch is coming in like this. Again, if I'm flat to the ball, if I'm slightly up, and I swing like that, you can see how big of a hitting window I have right there. Now, people will talk a lot about how, the rise ball and all this stuff. When I look at pitch paths in softball, let's draw this out again right here. So let's just kind of draw this pitch path. I'm going to go slightly down, okay? So let's talk baseball versus softball. So baseball, the pitcher's pitching from an elevated mound. They're throwing overhand to a catcher that's squatted. So the ball's going to be slightly down, okay? In softball, obviously, and we have other videos in this as well, kind of breaking this down a little bit more in depth. In softball, obviously, the pitcher's throwing underhand, so the ball's being released from a little bit lower of a point. But the catcher is still squatted, and in all of the video that I've looked at, I cannot find pitch paths that are doing this unless the ball is pitched over the hitter's head. So everything I see is either flat or ever so slightly down. So our path still wants to be flat to slightly up. Okay, that's going to get us in the zone the longest, and it's still going to cover the pitch path coming in. So let's draw the lines again. Let's say that this is the pitch path. Here's my swing. I'm covering that ball as long as I can. Again, I can be early, late, or on time, and I've got a chance to square the ball up. Now, if there's the pitch path and I swing more, let me fix that again real quick. Here's the pitch path, and I swing more down through the ball, which I see a ton. You can see how that window gets really, really small. Right? So now my timing has to be perfect. It gets really difficult because, again, here's the pitch path. I don't know where along this path I'm going to have to hit the ball because I don't know the speed. I don't know what pitch is coming. So I need to have a swing that's going to allow me to naturally cover more of these pitch points than a swing that will not if I'm down, really down through the ball. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay? So that's one reason why it's really, really important to have a swing that works slightly up, or at worst, flat through the zone. I don't want to be down through the ball. Okay? The second thing is, when I square this ball up, so let's look over here at Romero. My objective when hitting is to hit a line drive with some carry, right? So I want to hit a ball. Line drives are hits more often than ground balls or fly balls, okay? So we know that first. I can only slug the ball. Usually I can only hit more than a single. I can hit a double, triple, or home run on a ball that's a line drive in the air, right? Now sometimes you can hit a ground ball, and if you hit it right down the lines, you can get a double. But more often than not, if you want a double, triple, or home run, you have to hit the ball in the air. And when I say in the air, I'm not talking about high fly balls. I'm talking about driving a ball in the air, through the gap, over the fence, this way, okay? So if I want to square the ball up and I want to hit a ball on that trajectory, let's draw a big baseball right here, okay? The baseball is being thrown, again, let's just say it's coming like this. All right, let's say it's coming slightly down or even level to the ground, okay? If I want to drive that thing, I want to swing on a path that's going to be basically on the same pitch path. So let's just say, again, slightly up, okay? Ever so slightly up through the zone. When I hit this ball, I'm going to drive it. If I square it up, I'm going to drive it out on the path, pretty much on the path that it came in on, and so I'm going to have a chance to hit more line drives, okay? I'm going to be able to impact the ball squarely because it's coming in on this path and I'm swinging on the same exact path as the ball, and I'm going to be able to square that thing up more often than I don't. Now, if the ball is being thrown on this path and I start swinging down on the ball like this, which I see really, really steep swings on the ball, okay? So here's the path. Oh, that's a bad arrow. Here we go. If I can draw a line that makes sense. Here we go. If I square this thing up now, this is what typically happens on swings that are really downhill. If I hit just above center of the ball, I'm going to smash the ball into the ground because my bat is so steep to the ball. If I hit the bottom part of the ball, I'm going to kind of clip the bottom of the ball, and I'm going to overspin it, and I'm going to get a really high fly ball. Typically, a right-handed hitter is going to hit it to right field, shallow right field. Left-handed hitter will hit it shallow left field, okay? Because I'm so far down on the ball. It's very hard for me to hit this ball right in the center and actually get a line drive that goes like this because I'm just so far down on the ball. So I'm going to get way more smash ground balls into the ground, which aren't hits. I'm going to get way more weak pop-ups. Right? I'm not going to be able to be consistent. I'm not in the zone for a really long time. So everything I'm trying to do is going against me because of my path. Now, being up on the ball is just as big of a problem, right? So, today a lot of people are starting to realize this through, slow motion video, and people are starting to say, okay, we've got to hit up on the ball. Well, there is such thing as being too much up on the ball, right? So just as being down through the ball too much is bad, being up through the ball too much can be just as bad, okay? So we're trying to get, again, slightly up through the ball so that we can be on path for a long time and drive a line drive that's got a chance to be a double, triple, a home run. Now, again, or even a single. It's fine. But we're hitting the ball harder. We're squaring it up more. We're impacting it more square. And our bat's in the zone for a really long time. So those are the main reasons why I want to have a path that's slightly up. And we can get into even more depth. I'll do another video on it since this has gone kind of long. When you position your body and you learn how to turn your body so that you can get the bat to work slightly up, you use your body much better. The sequence of your swing happens in a much better order so that you're able to create even more bat speed. So not only for the reasons I just listed, but you also will swing with better bat speed, which will lead to higher exit velocities, which makes the ball go even further, makes it tougher to catch, and you'll hit it for even more power. So there's even more to it, and we'll get into that in another video, talk about how the body kind of organizes itself and how by using the proper swing sequence you can increase your bat speed by even more. When I see girls swinging down on the ball, it's more of an upper body dominated swing with, more of a push swing, upper body swing, don't create as much bat speed, and then you're not on path. So now it's like a double whammy, and it becomes really, really difficult to hit. But again, go and check out, go look up the top softball players in the country and watch how they move their body and the path of their swing, and you're going to see a lot of swings just like this, where the path is either flat or slightly up. And you're going to see high averages, high slugging percentage, right? More power. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you're being taught. Again, I've been around a lot of different levels, and like I said, typically what I see being taught is really an upper body down through the ball type of swing, leading to a bunch of smothered ground balls and high pop-ups, not in the zone for a very long time, and not great bat speed. So again, if you have questions, let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Give us a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Share the video with all your friends. Check out the description box below. I've got a bunch of stuff down there for you guys as well. And that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.